Hi all, Elaine here from MRE Studio Designs. I hope you're all having a great day. It's really good to be back. Today we're going to be starting a new fall Halloween project. It's going to be a necklace. I'm going to be using these trapezoid necklace pieces that come in various sizes. I have some black Primo clay, some 2 shades of brown. I have some of the green, yellow, gold, and red, along with some orange and an ultramarine blue. I also have some mica powders and my usual tools, my roller, blades, craft knife, dotting tool, and needle tool. I'm also going to be using my extruder with 2 different size discs. So let's get started. I'm going to start by cutting out the trapezoid pieces. And with the largest one, I'm only going to need 1 piece, but for all the other pieces, we're going to need 2 of each. Okay, so here are all of our pieces for our necklace. So what I want to do with this piece is I want to make it so that it looks like it has a vine running through the entire piece. And we're also going to put some autumn leaves on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by blending our green, yellow, gold, and red together into a Skinner blend. And that will be for our leaves. Nice little autumn colors. The 2 brown pieces we're going to blend together for the vine. And that is our Skinner blend with the 2 browns. So this we're going to roll up into a little log and use in our extruder. And I'm going to do the extruder off camera because my extruder makes this god-awful noise that you really don't want to hear. So we're going to use the larger of the 2 discs first. And those are going to be our larger vines. And we're just going to start at one end and just put the vines anywhere you want to. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I just want it to look like it's going right from one piece to the next. And as always, you don't have to do it exactly the way I am, just anywhere you want them. And once you have that all in place, you could just use your craft knife to cut the pieces between your necklace pieces. So now with the pieces that we have left over, I'm going to put those in the extruder and make some smaller vines that we can shoot off of the larger ones. For some extra leaves or whatever else you feel like putting on there. And you can curl them or keep them straight or put more than one on there. It's all up to you. And once you have those on, we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so now that our vines are done, what I did was I went over all of my vines with my needle tool, giving it a little bit of texture, making it look a little more woody. I went over every piece. And then once I finished that, I wanted to give it a little bit more texture, so I'm using a green-brown mica powder just to give it a little more of a textured look. And as I was doing that, I thought maybe that the blue could use a little bit of help instead of being just totally flat blue. So I have a chameleon blue that I'm going to use on my blue pieces. Okay, so here are our pieces out of the oven. And right now, I think because I want to put some leaves and other things on here, I believe it's going to be difficult for me to put the backing on after I do that. I'd be afraid I'd break something. Okay, so I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut out all of my pieces, my backing pieces, and that's going to be out of the black. Okay, so we've cleaned off all of our edges. And because I'm going to actually string these with some beads, I think I've decided to put some black beads between the pieces. So we're going to do that. We need to make room for the string. Okay, so I have all the pieces now with the back side up, and I'm going to use a little piece of wire to make the slot where I'm going to put, where I'm going to string them. And I'm going to need some of my adhesive. Put on the back so that it sticks. And you don't need to use a lot, just enough to make it tacky. And put that right on top, just like that. And then we're going to pick the whole thing up. Make sure that it's in place. And bring the edges over a bit. Just a little. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with all of the pieces. And then I'm going to put them back in the oven for another 30 minutes at 275. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all of these off camera, and I will be back. Okay, so the pieces are now out of the oven and cooled. So we're going to pull the pins out where we're going to string them. Need to grab something so I can grab it. Okay, so now we're ready to continue decorating. So we want to put a pumpkin in the middle right here. So we have this little ball of the orange clay, and we're going to cut that not quite in half because we want it to have a flat back on it. That'll be good. And I'm going to flatten it just a little bit. And of course, pumpkins aren't all perfectly round. Stretch it out any way we need to. And with our needle tool, we're going to make our lines for our ribbing. Like that. Flatten out the bottom a little bit. And that's going to go right there. But before we put that on there, I think I want to put some leaves underneath it. Okay, so I have a set of small cutters, and I think there are a couple of different leaves in here. There are, yeah. So we're going to start with this one. I mixed with just the browns and the greens that were left over from what we had put through our extruder. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take all the little leaves and just put some detail on them using our needle tool. So we're just going to put a line down the middle and do some lines this way. I think we have enough to get started. So of course we're going to need some Bacon Bond on here. Spread that around a little bit. And just place some leaves here and there. And just put our pumpkin on top of that, just like that. Now, we can give our pumpkin some depth using a little bit of orange mica powder. On top like that. Maybe a little bit of the brown green. In the middle here. little bit on the bottom. There we go. Now let's see if we can put another leaf on there. Let's see which one. Let's do a little one with gold. There we go. That's going to be our centerpiece. Now I think along with the pumpkins, I'm going to use a little bit more of the red. I could use this one over here. A little piece of this. And cut this up. Maybe put some little apples here and there. Can bond on there. There. Can make this one a little bit smaller. Place it up here with our little apple. Need a real small one. We're just going to go ahead and put these any place where we want to. So I'm going to be using pumpkins and apples and whatever else I feel like putting on them. We'll go this way. That apple is going to go right there. This one's in the wrong place. So it should go down this way. And I'm going to continue doing this to all the pieces. And when I'm done, I will come back and we'll go on to the next step. So here are our pieces, complete out of the oven and cooled off. I apologize for the quick break on there, but my camera had run out of battery, so I lost part of my last scene. So all that's left now is for us to resin the pieces, and I think I'm going to do the front first. I've decided not to do the last two pieces, but I will be putting beads in between the pieces, so I think it's going to be long enough. So we're going to start with the smaller piece. And I do use a brush because I feel like I have more control with that. completely. Do one more. Okay. So I am going to continue doing this, and then we're going to put them under the UV lamp for half an hour. I have a UV lamp that has LED lights and a half-hour timer. I find that works best. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when we come back, we're going to string them, and then we'll be all done. I'll be right back. Okay, so here are all our finished pieces, and they have been resined on both the front and the back. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that I had run out of the string that I wanted to use. So, but this is the way that it's going to look when it's done. And then I will continue with the black beads across both sides. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and share. Leave a comment if you'd like, or a suggestion. And I will see you next time. Thank you.